Last year, the Trump administration left everyone shocked as it announced that the United States would be leaving the Paris Climate Agreement, one of the most important deals ever recorded in the fight against climate change. My name is Gabriela Guido from Escola Mobile located in São Paulo, Brazil. And in this video, I'm going to talk about sustainability, the solutions to tackle environmental issues locally and globally in the present. The Paris Climate Agreement is a protocol ratified in 2016 by 195 nations, including the majority of the world's biggest economies such as China and India. The treaty was discussed in the 2015 United Nations Framework Climate Change Convention, which happened in Paris. The agreement's main goal is to increase global response to the dangers that climate change will cause the world if people don't take action. If the emissions of greenhouse gases are not reduced, we'll see a temperature rise of 2 degrees since the pre-industrial years, which may result in the increase of sea levels. As discussed in the convention, each country in the deal should establish its own goals to fight climate change, which were mainly to cut their greenhouse gases as much as possible, but also they could range from producing more clean energy to protecting their remaining natural environments. And the accord vows its efficiency to peer pressure among the countries, to the update of carbon reduction plans every 5 years, and to the reachable goals set by each individual country. Also, by 2020, the richer countries should contribute $100 billion a year to help the poorer countries adapt to the regulations imposed. However, the country that we are going to focus on right now is the United States. In June 2017, in a speech in the gardens of the White House, President Trump announced the leave of the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. He argued that the imposed unfair standards on the North American economy were destroying jobs and manufacturers. The country is the world's second biggest emitter of the gases that cause climate change. Behind the USA is only China. Under Barack Obama's administration, it vowed that it would decrease by 2025 26 to 28% of its 2005 greenhouse gases emissions levels. Therefore, what is expected to happen once the country leaves the agreement? In the North American national range, the absence of the country from the deal would mean the increase of the emissions of greenhouse gases, because by dropping out of the pact, the president hopes to expand the country's fossil fuel production and to create more jobs related to this field. Those were some of his campaign's promises towards the boost of the American economy by putting America first. Furthermore, by emitting an executive order to exit the agreement, he also reversed the imposition that all federal manufacturers had to incorporate climate change in their overall planning and cancel the embargo on the coal development activities on the country. In a global perspective, President Trump's actions may weaken the deal's enforcement of measures and discourage other countries to establish their own environmental goals. Also, it could cause many diplomatic issues for the North American country, because the deal was made by an accord among the majority of the world's nations based on the principle that they should act against climate change. However, this might be also an opportunity for China to fill in the leadership gap left empty by the United States. By forging an alliance with the European Union, China could take lead of the new strategies of producing more clean energy and technology to tackle climate change. Finally, coming to a solution to appease the effects that the United States' absence from the Paris Climate Agreement may cause in the fight against climate change is difficult. Truthfully, is a very complex matter. Firstly, American industries should continue taking sustainability into consideration in their production process, whether the law enforces it or not. Also, China and the European Union countries should take lead in an alliance with developing nations such as India and Brazil to feature diversity and filling the power vacuum left by the US, with the objective to encourage other countries to continue taking action on the matter.